Hey family, it is yours truly, Timalyn Bowens, America's favorite EA. And in today's video, I'm going to answer a question that I get quite often because it involves the first phase in negotiating your tax debt with the IRS. But by reviewing this, you can also prevent issues with the IRS in the future. So the question is, what is a tax transcript? So not only will I be answering what that is, I'm going to also let you know about the 5 different types and how you can use it. Now, if you're new to the channel, be sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you share it because you may be new here, but I promise you're going to find value in this video and you're going to want to share it with somebody else. Not only am I America's favorite EA, which is an enrolled agent, that means I'm licensed through the Internal Revenue Service to do tax preparation, planning, advising, and also step into your shoes to handle your IRS problems. I'm also the owner of Bowens Tax Solutions, which is a virtual firm based in Louisville, Kentucky, and we specialize in putting your tax issues behind you. All right. So again, what is a tax transcript? This is so important if you have back tax debt because this is going to be the first step that you need to take in confirming what you actually owe with the IRS. So let's get right into it. So a tax transcript is going to summarize return information and includes adjusted gross income. In most cases, a transcript has all the information you need. Now, with the 5 different types, we'll see different parts of your financial story. Okay. We're going to see what the IRS is saying you owe. We're going to see what the IRS is saying you're missing. And then we're going to see from third parties your different sources of income. So there are a few ways that you can get your transcripts. Number one, being online. If you are not following my blog right now, you can at americasfavoriteea.com. And I actually walk you through in a blog post how to get your tax transcripts in 3 easy steps online. So I think that getting them online is the best way to do it because you can get them instantly like that. However, if you don't have an account on irs.gov, again, it'll be 3 simple steps. It may take you all of 10 minutes to actually sign up for the account and verify your identity. Way number 2 is to get the transcript by mail. You can send in a request to get your tax transcript and allow, I'd say, about 10 business days to actually get those to your address where you filed your address that you used to file your last tax return. The next way is by calling. So you can call the IRS at 1-800-908-9946. And again, allow 5 to 10 calendar days for delivery. Now, I don't know about you, but I call the IRS about every other day. Calling them, especially during tax season, isn't always ideal for a taxpayer because there are long periods of hold time. Okay. So the most efficient way to do it again, and my favorite, is to go online and pull those transcripts. So let's talk about the 5 different transcript types. Okay. Now, I will let you know all of these look like Windows 95, Microsoft DOS. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it looks like computer programming or like Windows Notepad, okay, from Windows 95. It is going to look like a foreign language. I call this language Taxonese, but there's valuable information in there. Like I said, it's going to be able to help you confirm what you actually owe to the IRS. It's going to confirm what third parties have sent into the IRS, showing your sources of income, and it's going to show what the IRS has on record for your tax returns. So let's get right into the 5 different types. Number 1, we have the tax return transcript. This is going to show most line items from the original Form 1040 series tax return as filed. So that could be a regular 1040. If you're a senior, it would be a 1040 SR. If you're a non-resident, 1040 NR. You get the drift? So this is not going to give every line item. So for my business owners, if you are pulling your tax return transcript, it is going to let you see what the net profit or loss is from the business, but not every single deduction. Okay. So we have that in the summary. Now, if we're looking at line one of the 1040, that is wages, it's going to give you that number, but not necessarily the breakdown of all of the wage income that was there. Okay. So with the tax return transcript, we're seeing line items, we're seeing totals, and we're going to be able to see the balance that was due or the refund amount that you should have gotten. If you were not really sure when you filed your return, when you should be expecting your refund, you can check out the tax return transcript so that you can see when you actually filed that return and the amount of the refund that is to be anticipated. Next, we have the tax account transcript. So this is the one that I pull most often for my clients. This is going to show basic data such as the filing status, what the taxable income was, and different payment types. Okay, so on this transcript, you can still see when the return was filed for that year. You can still see based on the return what the what the refund balance should be or what the balance due should be. You can also see any adjustments that the IRS has made to the account. So, for example, let's say that you thought you were getting a $3,000 refund. The IRS goes in and says, actually, you have some more income that you didn't report. You actually owe $5,000. You can find this out on the tax account transcript, and there will be different codes to let you know what types of penalties are on there, as well as the different type of income and adjustments that have been made. It will also let you know any type of payments you've made and the dates of those payments. Next, we have the record of account transcript. Now, this transcript is going to be the most informative. You can only request this type of transcript for the past 3 years. It's going to be a combination of the tax return and the tax account transcripts in one complete transcript. So, yes, if you got a lot of activity, it is going to be pretty thick. But like I said, it has all this information in one spot for you. So, let's say you owe and it's within the past 3 years, most definitely you would want to download this record of account transcript because it's going to give you the most information. Next, we have the wage and income transcript. This is going to show data from information returns such as your Form W-2, Form 1098, 1099, and 5498. Now, the reason why this is important, especially for my business owners out here, let's say you don't have the best bookkeeping skills, okay? Sometimes you lose track of income, as well as expenses. With your wage and income transcript, this is going to show any 1099s that were issued to you. Now, if the IRS comes and says that you underreported income, it's usually because they've run your tax return against any income that was reported from a third party. If that income is not showing up on your return when you file it, the IRS is going to flag it because of the discrepancy and then inform you that you have underreported income. And there's a pretty nasty underreporting penalty as well. Another instance where you could use this wage and income transcript is if you have back years to file. So let's say you haven't filed your 2021 yet, your 2020, your 2019. That's fine. You can still move forward and get those filed by pulling your wage and income transcript. When you pull this transcript, any W-2s that were issued to you, and as I said before, 1099s, you have 1098 interest forms for student loan interest, mortgage interest, those will be there. You can pull those transcripts. Now, make sure when you request them unmasked because then that will show the full EIN number of the third party that issued it to you, as well as address. So you can use that to actually prepare your 1040. Now, unfortunately, the federal wage and income transcript is only going to have federal information. This means that, for example, I live in the state of Kentucky. If I have a taxpayer here that can't find their W-2s and other income information, I can still file their 1040 with this form, but I can't file the Kentucky return, not a complete Kentucky return, because while I may have the income information, I won't have the withholding information for Kentucky because this is only going to give me federal information, not state or local. All right, so just keep that in mind if you ever need to pull your wage and income transcripts. Before I move on, let me actually go back a little bit. With the wage and income transcript, I do want to mention that if you request this online, there is a limit of up to 85 items. Now, you may be thinking, what in the world? I'd never have 85 items. But for my people that trade, if you have a lot of trade activity, it may be easy for you to go over those 85 items. So if you're trying to pull your wage and income transcript and you're getting an error message, it may be nothing to worry about. You may just be over that limit, and you would want to order yours by mail. And remember, when you order it by mail, to request it as unmasked so you can see all the information and to give it 5 to 10 calendar days to arrive to you. The last type of transcript is a verification of non-filing letter. So this is going to state that the IRS has no record of a processed Form 1040 series tax return as of the date of the request. Now, this is important because sometimes when you are applying for student loans or maybe you're applying for a mortgage and you haven't filed your tax return yet, the lender or the person doing the FAFSA, they'll want to see that no tax return was actually filed. So you would pull this transcript to show that you actually have not filed a tax return. Now, if they do want to see a tax return and you can't find your copy of your tax return, you could also pull the tax return transcript and turn that in as a substitute for the actual tax return. Now, why is all this important? You want to make sure that you do review your wage and income transcript to make sure that you are reporting all of your income or that nobody's reporting income in your name that you did not actually earn. What we saw in 2020 is that people were making unemployment claims in other people's names with assumed identities or just straight up stealing someone's identity. So you would want to check to make sure that no 1099-Gs were issued in your name, right? Another thing with the wage and income transcript, those are usually available in May. It's a good idea, especially like I said, for my business owners, make sure that you go back, verify that you reported all of your income that was reported to the IRS. If you are in tax trouble, the first place to start is with your transcript so you can confirm how much you actually owe. Make sure you don't have any credits out there that need to be applied. But I'm not going to go into that much further in this video, but what I will do is encourage you to connect with me online. So on LinkedIn, I'm Timalyn S. Bowens, Instagram at Timalyn S. Bowens, and YouTube, you can find me at Timalyn S. Bowens or at America's Fave EA. I hope you found this informative. If you want to do a deeper dive, you can check out my podcast, Tax Relief with Timalyn Bowens. It's streaming right now wherever you stream podcasts, or you can listen to it on my website. Also on my website, you'll find my blog. You can go to americasfavoriteea.com, and I actually, as I mentioned before, walk you through how to request your transcript online in 3 easy steps. And then I go into a little bit more detail than I did here about the 5 different transcript types. Now, if you found this valuable, again, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel because you are helping me help you but also you're helping me to fill the tax literacy gap one taxpayer